What a whirlwind I've been through. Woof. I would fall asleep before finishing this entry had I not prepared myself a beautiful cheesy pumper asking to be eaten on a plate beside me. A cheesy pumper, of course, is a crumpet with Marmite and grated cheddar. The cheddar grated, of course, from a 400-gram block of mild cheddar from Morrison's. It was tempting to get Pilgrim's Choice, but it wasn't on offer, and let's be real, who am I trying to impress? I digress. The cheesy pumper is a reward for a long day. It began, as most of my little adventures do, with a story. My heart is full of tales waiting to be plucked from the ether and typed out for the masses to hear. But it doesn't come so naturally and pour out onto the page, even for me sometimes, a born yarn spinner. Sometimes you need a bit of inspiration. It's sort of like making love in a way. You need the foreplay before the full event. You know, you're not going to have a successful penetrative orgasm if you didn't have your nipples attached to string, hooked to a door, and the door slammed shut as hard as possible, nearly ripping your nipples clean off first, are you? I was on my way to a job, listening to the radio as I sometimes do, and who should come onto the local station for an interview but my nemesis, Carlene, to discuss her new book. And now I'm joined in the studio by local wordsmith Carlene Shoerack, who's on the junket promoting her new book, Sentinels and Tennis Balls. Thank you for stopping by, Carlene.
Oh, honestly, my pleasure. I've been listening to your show every day with me boy.
Oh, swell. How old's your boy?
48.
48? How does that work?
He's my boy, you know, he's my little husband. And he's a very cheeky, chippy monkey.
All right, well, why don't you tell us about your book?
Okay, Sentinels and Tennis Balls is a medieval love story about a soldier in the army of a fearsome king who discovers a love of tennis and is torn between his job and his passion, and he is championed by a beautiful tennis player.
Wonderful. And does it have one of your infamous Shoerack twists?
Oh, I'll never tell you, cheeky monkey.
Bastard, I yelled in my van. I knew it was going to be a sleepless night. Envy is one of the sins I'm the greatest at. So I U-turned the van, checking, of course, to be mindful of nearby vehicles, pedestrians and cyclists, and actually it was more of an 8-point than a U-turn, and went straight to Waterstones. I had 9 stamps on my loyalty card and didn't want my hard-earned cash to go on Carlene's new book, so I picked up one of my dad's essay collections instead, Modern Communication and Teen Development, New Understandings of Dim Louts. And I spent the free book I got with the 10th stamp on Sentinels and Tennis Balls. What a load of drivel. I read the whole thing cover to cover that night. I knew I could write a better period piece, and it was a genre I'd not explored nearly enough. So I set myself up to write another masterpiece. Alas, I got a chapter in and just didn't know which direction to take the story. So I thought it was a good excuse to take ample use of my father's English Heritage membership and do a research trip to a historical fortification to get a sense of setting. My father, Phaseolus, was not so happy about me using his membership. Like fuck are you using my English Heritage membership without me, you dopey slut. So the old man is coming with me, which is a lovely opportunity to bond with him. We don't do it enough, so I was excited he wanted to spend some quality time with me. I picked him up a few mornings later. Hi, Dad. Why the fuck does your van smell like a prolapsed quaver? I just ate some cheesy Wotsits. Sorry I didn't save you any. I wouldn't take your Wotsits if you paid me, you creep. Besides, I've always got a few loose Space Raiders in my breast pocket, ready to go. Oh, lovely. I hope you don't mind. I need to pop to the shop to get some concentrated window wash for the windshield. Normally, I would fucking mind, actually. But looking at the state of your windshield, you'd be a risk on the motorway. What the fuck happened? Did you run over Swamp Thing? Good one, Dad. No, I'm being dead fucking serious, mate. Did you run over Swamp Thing? What?
Finn, if Swamp Thing is dead, I need to know. I need to know if I'm finally safe.
No, I didn't run over anything. It's just sort of water spots and muddy splashback from other vehicles.
Shit. One day, fate will catch up with Swamp Thing. The Grim Reaper will reap him, and he will burn in the fiery inferno of hell forevermore, especially after what he did. Now start fucking driving, you red roaring rancid little piss pot.
I drove to B&Q and left my dad in the van. Like the planets aligning, we got there just as Geraldine was starting her fag break by the loading bay. God, she looked stunning today, I shit you not. She's honestly an artist with her makeup. I don't know how she thinks of it. To frame her face and make a statement of it, because boy, it's a gorgeous face. She chose a foundation that was about 10 shades paler than her natural skin tone and gave it harsher borders at the jaw, so the tangerine of her neck tan really pops. How's the ciggies today, Geraldine?
Oh, corkers, the lot of them. They're particularly good today. This is my 7th. I just keep going back for more. Do you want one?
Oh no, that's sweet of you.
Well, Poppy, what are you up to today? More DIY work with those big lovely pork medallions you call hands? Or are you crafting another story? I really must read one of your stories sometime.
Oh no, you don't want to read those silly little things. Don't need to do that.
Oi, Aldous Fuxley, pay the whore, get your fluid and let's fucking tear some tarmac. Just wasting away.
Oh, who's that?
That's me dad, going on a little trip to Pickering Castle.
Oh, you sweet little dish. What a lovely Sunday that'll be. Always wanted to go to Pickering Castle.
Well, I mean, hey, you could come with us, but I see you working, so maybe another time, maybe without my dad, you know, just like you and me or something daft like that.
No, actually, it is my day off, funnily enough. I was working yesterday and fell asleep in the aggregate section between a couple of bags of gravel. Sort of was like sleeping on a shite beanbag. Woke up 5 minutes ago to a terrier licking at me fanny. Thinking me dream it were Bruce Springsteen, the boss, or maybe Hugh Bonneville.
Oh, amazing. Well, I mean, hey, you wouldn't want to hang out with us, silly boys.
Nonsense, I'm always up for an adventure, me.
Pfft. I bought and used the windshield liquid and then we hit the road. And boy, I couldn't believe me luck. Spending good quality time with not only my little dad, but the woman of my dreams. And all while getting to explore a Morton Bailey Norman fortification. It was chalking up to be the greatest day anyone's ever experienced ever. There we were, tearing up the A170, me at the helm, my little dad pouring through a mini Where's Wally book he found in the glove compartment, and Geraldine wistfully smoking out the passenger window like a beautiful northern chimney.
Ah, found you, Wally, you four-eyed specky prick. Geraldine, move your very round head.
Oh, Dad, why'd you throw Where's Wally out the window? I hadn't finished that.
I didn't, it was the wind.
Oh, so Phaseolus, what do you do?
I'm a retired psychological essayist.
Oh, get you. Written anything I would have read?
Probably not, you look thick.
Oh, you won't flirt.
My most renowned work was a paper on a case study I did, titled Long-Term Effects of Being a Motherless Dozy Twerp, denouncing Freud's Oedipus, a case study by Phaseolus Beanscreen Abrams.
Oh, no shit, I've actually read that.
You can read?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty good at it, actually. Give me a word.
Tangential.
Oh, yes, I've read that word.
Oh, Geraldine, what about cordial? Have you read that word?
Oh, yes, I've read cordial too. I've done most of the dictionary, actually.
Now that's impressive. Probably why your head must be so large. It's all that brain power.
Oh, Phaseolus, what a lovely thing to say.
Whoops, sorry everyone, that must be me breakfast.
Oh, what's that? Pasty, was it?
Why, aye, beef gravy. You've got a keen nose, young lady. You're like a bloodhound, but hairier and smellier and stupider.
Right, guys, there's Pickering up ahead. Shouldn't be too long now. You excited to see the very place Richard II was imprisoned?
Richard II? I got one of those.
One of what, Dad?
I've got a dick too. Yeah, mine was never in prison though. Probably should be looked up though. Even at my age, me cock's a fucking menace. You fucking tart. You dumb sack of wind. You fucking doofus. You didn't look up the opening times.
Dad, look, I've apologised 100 times. I didn't know Pickering Castle was closed over winter. We can still see it from down here, though.
See it from here? You've got a strange fucking mind if you think seeing Pickering Castle from down here is any sort of consolation. You are a snivelling plankton in a sea of bloodthirsty whales, okay? You are a small and very weak man. You have wasted this Sunday.
Dad, come on.
Yeah, chill out, Mr. Abrams. Here, have a Dairy Triangle.
Oh, don't mind if I do, actually. I'm going to sort of squeeze the foil so it churns out the cheese onto this Space Raider from my breast pocket. I've always had a crush on the cow on the packaging. She looks like a giving and considerate lover. Oh, fuck, these aren't Space Raiders. These are fucking Monster Munch. Oh, this day just keeps getting fucking worse.
If you don't mind, boys, I just realised where we are. I've got a bit of an idea. Hand me the van keys, pack both your sweet little asses in the passenger seats, and trust me.
So Geraldine whisked us away to some surprise location. It turned out to be a pub overlooking Scarborough Castle and the sweeping vistas of the North Sea. This is brill, Geraldine. I didn't realise how buzzing and vibrant and modern Scarborough is. And this looks like a right lovely little pub. How do you know about this spot, Geraldine?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
But the name of the pub says Geraldine's.
Oh, no, I've never read that word, I don't know.
Quit your yapping, you boring shits. Let's get in there so I can sink a strong stout and hopefully forget this whole day ever fucking happened.
Why'd everyone go silent and start looking at us when we opened the door?
They probably think the freak show's passing through, looking at your Neanderthal forehead and that gruesome simple nightmare of a face.
Oh, hello everyone.
Geraldine!
Wow, how'd they all know you, Geraldine?
I used to run this place.
No way.
Suits you. It's falling apart, smells like a filing cabinet full of rotting cod, and everyone looks like a fucking idiot.
And that was that. Geraldine's Scarborough clout allowed us a load of free drinks and cheesy chips, and I met a myriad of North Yorkshire beauties. They were almost part of the woodwork, these old blokes. They were fonts of knowledge on the Scarborough Castle. The pub itself was decked with its own novelty antiques of medieval appearance, like a suit of armour in the corner. For a moment I was whisked back in time through their stories and felt like I was on the rocky promontory, looking on from the keep across the North Sea to lands untold, protecting my Britons. Through Geraldine's quick thinking, I found all the inspiration I needed.
Right, I'm ready to fuck off back home to Porkborough now.
Yeah, it is getting late. Have you had a good time?
Yes, you rosy tit. It's been a good day out and I appreciate you, boy.
Thanks, Dad. I'm so glad and grateful for today. I really do love you.
Yeah, well, get your frumpy bimbo mate that were chain smoking in the van and let's fucking go.
Yeah, will do. Say, Dad, quickly, do you think a fella like me would have a chance with a beautiful vixen like her?
A gormless piece of donkey scat like you? Fuck. Do I need to drive us back? Because it sounds like you're fucking dreaming, mate.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm overanalyzing things. Maybe me and Geraldine are better as mates.
All right, boys, had enough.
Fucking right, this town's shit.
Yeah, but I'll definitely come back. The folks I met here are so great.
Yeah, they're a good bunch. Suck most of them off too. Very tasty knobs. Anyway, let's head off.
We drove back singing along to a bit of UB40, and I dropped me dad home and returned Geraldine to the B&Q. She said she left her keys there, but I reckon she might be going back for another gravel bag nap, seeing as it was so comfy the first time, and I don't blame her. In fact, I find it very attractive to see someone get what they want. And when I got home, the words just fell out of me onto the paper. Before the night was over, I had a full short story to rival and beat Sentinels and Tennis Balls. I'm very proud and excited by this one, but I shall dedicate it to the sumptuous and divine Geraldine. Well, I've finished my cheesy pumper and I'm ready to retire to my fold-out. I'll leave you with an extract from today's historical fiction novel I crafted, which I'm currently titling A Naughty North Sea Morning, about a 12th century knight in Scarborough Castle who kills invaders from the North Sea in order to protect the only person left alive in the whole town other than him, a busty, beautiful, busty blonde woman with a massive arse. Good night. The knight, tightly gripping on his rapier, and the foreign foe he was fending off exchanged a flurry of brutal hits.
Avast ye onslaught, North Sea knave, your folly is your downfall.
Never!
Wailed the foe. You are a fool, just like your king.
And the knight connected his blade's edge to the man's head, slicing his head clean off, and it also exploded in a firework display of blood because he hit it so fucking hard. The knight suddenly sensed the temperature shift. He turned around and saw his beloved standing at the doorway of the keep.
I thought I told you to stay in the bedroom. You were meant to keep yourself warm for me.
I love watching you work.
You won't be watching for much longer if you keep disobeying. There may be more invaders coming, and you might get hurt. Or worse, I might.
I'm tough. I can hold my own.
I'd rather you'd hold my own.
So coy. Your own what exactly?
Ballsack and cock.
Always direct, aren't you?
And as they stood over the corpse with an explosion of blood for a head,
she slipped her hand under the knight's metallic folds and cuisses until she made contact with his juicy medieval member and nuts. They kissed, and as the din of the duel had faded and the soothing sound of the North Sea shore made itself known once again, the ravishing Scarborough peach tossed the knight's knob off in his suit of armour. He jizzed himself. End of chapter.